Get up and down the rope, whichever way you're going. If you fall, it locks. If it locks, there's no button, there's no mech. I don't even know how it works. I've seen the insides and it still doesn't make sense to me. Watch me. Hear that click?
Yeah.
Now it's ready to go again. That's all I did, was just push up on that thing, right? And this is a shock absorber, obviously. And if you clip directly into the carabiner, you wouldn't need one. And this is a short shock absorber, and a long shock absorber looks like this. All sorts of different. And depending on how far away you need it to be from your ASAP, if you're working, if you had a drill, if you had a, if you're doing some work with heavy tools, you'd want this to be further away from you. Then you'd want it longer. If you're just going up and down to inspect stuff, you'd want it really close to you, generally. Hardly anyone ever uses them just carabinered in. That's just not enough distance and not enough for the guys. The difference between these two devices is that this one actually locks. So it's a device that when you get on the rope, see where it says lock? Now it'll go up, but it's into a lock position. The reason that is because when you're doing this kind of work, if it's windy, the rope can literally take the secondary rope and start doing this with it. And without the lock in place, it literally, that's still, now look at the loop I've got there. Over the course of the day, you're working on a wind turbine blade, and you're working. You're filling cracks, or you're doing microscopic inspections, or whatever those guys are doing for that kind of work. That can happen. And so with this device, when you're doing that kind of work, you can park it, and you know that it's not going to go down. And so, is the expense weight worth for most people? It again depends on whether or not you're going to be, working off a two-rope system for long periods of time. Most people, that's not true. Like, this would be totally awesome for someone that was working on roofs. You throw a rope over both sides of the roof, right? Tree on one side, pickup truck to the other side, right? The rope's anchored. And now I'm just sliding the rope. It's just following me as I'm working on the roof, right? Or if I'm working on a planar pitched system, so I'm just going to be going back and forth, I could set a lifeline across the plane, so the rope would go like that. I'd clip that in, and I could be walking all day long back and forth across that planar surface on a pitch where I'd be protected. So it's a really, really cool device, and that's what we'll use as our backup today.